Yehovah Eloheinu Svaot, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me with the Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema, listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and thoughts, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, He, Vav, He. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Joshua chapter 10. When Adoni Zadok, king of Jerusalem, heard how Yehoshua had taken Ai and utterly destroyed it, he had done the same to Ai and its king as he had done to Jericho and its king, and how the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were living among them. His people became greatly alarmed, because Gibeon was as large as one of the royal cities, larger than Ai, and all its men were courageous. So Adoni Zadok, king of Jerusalem, sent this message to Hoham, king of Hebron, Piram, king of Yarmut, Yaphira, king of Lachish, and Devar, king of Eglon. Come up and help me, and we'll attack Gibeon, because it has made peace with Yehoshua and the people of Israel. So the 5 kings of the Emori, the kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Yarmut, Lachish, and Eglon, got together and went up with all their armies, pitched camp against Gibeon, and made war against it. The people of Gibeon sent a message to Yehoshua at their camp in Gilgal that said, "Don't ignore your servants. Come up as quickly and save us. Help us, because all the kings of the Emori living in the hills have gotten together to fight us." Yehoshua went up from Gilgal, he and all the fighting men with him, including all the bravest ones. Yehovah said to Yehoshua, "Don't be afraid of them, for I have handed them over to you. Not one of their men will stand against you." Having spent the entire night marching up from Gilgal, Yehoshua fell upon them, taking them by surprise. Yehovah threw them into confusion before Israel and defeated them in a great slaughter at Gibeon, pursuing them along the road that goes up from Beit Horon and beating them back to Azekah and all the way to Machadah, as they fled before Israel down the road to Beit Horon. Yehovah threw huge hailstones down on them all the way to Azekah, and they died. More died of the hail than because of Israel had killed them with the sword. Then, on the day Yehovah handed over the Emori to the people of Israel, Yehoshua spoke to Yehovah in the sight of Israel. He said, "Sun, stand motionless over Gibeon. Moon, you too, over Elon Valley." So the sun stood still and the moon stayed put, till Israel took vengeance on their enemies. This is written in the book of Yashar. The sun stood still in the sky and was in no rush to set for nearly a whole day. There has never been a day like that before or since, when Yehovah listened to the voice of a man. It happened because Yehovah was fighting on Israel's behalf. Yehoshua returned with all Israel to the camp at Gilgal. Both those 5 kings fled and hid themselves in the cave at Machadah. And it was reported to Yehoshua that the 5 kings had been found hiding in the cave at Machadah. Yehoshua said, "Roll big stones to the mouth of the cave and put men there to guard them. However, you don't wait, but keep chasing your enemies and attack those farthest in the rear. Don't allow them to return to their cities, because Yehovah has handed them over to you." After Yehoshua, the people of Israel had finished killing them off in a very great slaughter till they had been destroyed, and the remaining remnant had entered the fortified cities, all the people returned safely to Yehoshua at the camp at Machadah, and no one said a word against any of the people of Israel. Then Yehoshua said, "Open up the mouth of the cave and bring those 5 kings out of the cave to me." They did it. They brought the 5 kings out to him, the kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Yarmut, Lachish, and Eglon.
After they had brought the 5 kings to Yehoshua, he summoned all the men of Israel and said to the commanders of the soldiers who had gone with him, "Come here and put your feet on the necks of these kings." They came and put their feet on their necks. Yehoshua said to them, "Don't be afraid or confused, but be strong and bold, because this is what Yehova will do to all your enemies that you fight against." With that, Yehoshua struck them and put them to death, hanging them on 5 trees, where they remained hanging until evening. At sunset, Yehoshua gave an order, and they lowered them from the trees and threw them into the cave where they had hidden themselves, then laid big stones at the mouth of the cave, and there they remain to this day. Yehoshua captured Makkedah that day, defeating it and its king by the sword. He completely destroyed them, everyone there. He left no one, and he did to the king of Makkedah what he had done to the king of Jericho. Yehoshua went up from Makkedah, and all Israel with him, to Livnah, and he fought against Livnah. Yehova also handed it and its king over to Israel. He defeated it with the sword, everyone there. He left no one, and he did to its king what he had done to the king of Jericho. Yehoshua went on from Livnah, and all Israel with him, to Lachish, and he pitched camp against it, fought against it. Yehova handed it over to Israel. He captured it the second day. He defeated it with the sword, everyone there, exactly as he had done to Livnah. But the Horam, king of Gezer, came up to help Lachish. So Yehoshua attacked him and his people until he had no one left with him. Yehoshua went on from Lachish and all Israel with him to Eglon, and he pitched camp against it and fought against it. They captured it that very day. He defeated it with the sword, completely destroying everyone there, exactly as he had done to Lachish. Yehoshua went up from Eglon and all Israel with him to Hebron, and they fought against it. They captured it, defeating it with the sword, including its king, its villages, everyone there, left no one, exactly as he had done to Eglon, but he completely destroyed it and everyone there. Yehoshua turned back and all Israel with him to Debir and fought against it. They captured it, its kings, and all its villages, defeating them with the sword and utterly destroying everyone there. He left no one. He did to Debir and its king as he had done to Hebron and as he had done to Livnah and its king. So Yehoshua attacked all the land, the hills, the Negev, the Shephelah, and the mountain slopes. And all their kings he left none, but completely destroyed everything that breathed, as Yehova, the God of Israel, had ordered. Yehoshua attacked them from Kadesh Barnea to Azah and all the land of Goshen, as far as Gibeon. Yehoshua captured all these kings and their land all at the same time, because Yehova, the God of Israel, fought on Israel's behalf. Then Yehoshua returned, and all Israel with him, to the camp at Gilgal. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this awesome chapter 10 of Joshua? We can trust that even if 5 kings make war against the children of Yehova, Elohim will still be with you. Elohim will still be with you and protect you and give you victory. Help those who serve you. Trust that Yehova will throw your enemies into confusion before you defeat them. Trust that Yehova will use nature to kill and destroy your enemies. Trust that Yehova will listen to your extreme requests like he did with Yehoshua by commanding the sun and the moon to remain motionless until Israel took vengeance on their enemies. Trust that Yehova will hand over your enemies. Don't be afraid or confused, but be strong and bold, because Yehova fights for you and with you. Aim to do all as Yehova orders you to do. Trust that Yehova, the Elohim of Israel, fights on behalf of his children. How can we love others? As Yeshua loves us, we can encourage others to be strong and bold in their trust in Yehova. Bear one another's burdens, we can be strong and bold in your trust in Yehova. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, self-control. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehova will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehova will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehova will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete.